slips on Curry. He had only 2 points in the first half. Mason sends that away. Meanwhile, Book was cooking, trying to take the snub out on the Dubs. So I was looking to bounce back after their loss to the Wolves. Grayson using the bounce perfectly. They build a big lead, and Tom Chambers, they milk it. Tyus, the 4-point play, ties it all together. Suns win by 25. Welcome to Suns Postgame Time. Sponsored by Sweet James. Little wreckage there in the corner with Dennis Schroeder going after the block of Tyus Jones, the 4-point play. And the starters get to rest the final 4 or 5 minutes of this game.
I wish it would have been the whole quarter. Coach Bud should have got Book out of it. I know.
Is that why you're dressed in black?
You know what?
Is that why you're dressed in black?
No.
You're just never happy?
No.
Okay.
This is for Sophie. I'm in mourning.
Oh, no.
I hear that she will not be with us the remainder of the year, and it's very depressing for me and many people who are wondering where she's at right now. We love you, Sophie.
The pastor is on his pulpit. I'm with you. I am with you. So a couple of things here, but first we got to start with the assists because it's a season high for the Suns. 41 assists. The previous high this season was 36. It's the most since 2007 when some guy, a really good point guard, was playing for us. Oh, yeah, Steve Nash.
Yeah. All the way back
in
that.
Impressive.
And it got to 42. You missed the last one.
Did it get to 42?
Got to 42. So it's just amazing what this team is doing. Well, you know what?
See, that's your ESPN versus NBA courtside.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yours says 42?
Okay, well, there's 2 to 1.
I thought we were going to have to arm
wrestle. You know what? Well, that wouldn't last long either.
Good point.
Yeah. But you know what? It was great to see this team play like that, pass the ball. They won all 4 quarters, as we mentioned. They rebounded the ball, even though didn't dominate out there. Centers were big. There's a lot of really good things that happened out here. Maybe the most important was Bol trying to dunk on the whole team.
Oh, my goodness. He did. Yeah. Most important thing is winning, getting some rest.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about that.
But you know what else was really important is KD be fresh tomorrow. Yeah. You know, KD was obviously pursuing 20-point per game record, and I love the fact that he wasn't upset by not coming back in. Coach Bud didn't feel like he needed to put him back in. There's a bigger picture, and tomorrow's a big game. Portland's playing well.
Yep. So his streak ends at 23 in a row. Kevin Durant, 23 straight games with 20-plus points, was going to tie Booker at 24 until they took him out and said, yeah, let's rest up for the Blazers tomorrow. Devin Booker, double-double on the Dubs, on the Warriors after the snub. 31 points, 11 assists. And TC, everybody in the NBA world knew he would come out with fire in his eyes.
Absolutely. I mean, he's just so good, and he wanted to get out here. He wanted to play. The best way to make yourself feel better is to do what he did right there, and especially beating them in San Francisco, even though they were shorthanded, and doing it the right way. It was so consistent throughout. Maybe their most consistent game of the season, winning all 4 quarters against a team that was scrappy, getting after a lot of defensive pressure, being put on Booker. Gary Payton Jr. could not even think about slowing this man down.
And Golden State, a team that came off a spirited comeback win over Oklahoma City. They were down double digits in their last game to the Thunder. They came back and won that. So even more impressive that the Suns kept their foot on the gas.
Absolutely. And you know, their foot on the gas is the defensive pressure they put on Steph as well. This Golden State team relies on Steph to carry the load. And if he's not carrying the load because the Suns were doing such a great job on him, he's only 1 3-pointer tonight, 1 of 6. So if they can do that and stop him, they had a great chance to win, and that's why they had a blowout win.
Yeah, and again, Golden State, man, they've been up and down all season long. They're without Draymond Green, no Kuminga for them. They've had a 40-point home loss to Boston. They lost by 30 at home to Sacramento, and now 25 to the Suns with all his trade rumors and the trade deadline coming up. And, I mean, Steph Curry, I have so much respect for him. He's telling Golden State, hey, don't sell the farm on my behalf to win as much as we can this year. Don't sell the future. So you wonder what their plans are.
Well, Kuminga's a good player, a good part of it. He's the one that everybody wants throughout the league if they're making a trade. So he's been out, and that's been a big difference for them. Draymond's been in and out. He's kind of their heart and soul. He makes everybody play hard and get after it. So I wouldn't sell the farm either. Early in the season, they were really good.
All right, let's go back to the Chase Center in San Francisco to join up with EJ Eddie Johnson. Before we get to our topics, though, there was kind of a little sideline thing going on with Kevin Durant looking over into the stands, and come to find out that the guy that he's chirping with is the great Hall of Famer Gary Payton. Of course, Gary Payton's son plays for the Warriors. So from your vantage point, what did you see going on? And by the way, I was listening to your podcast, and you called Gary Payton one of your favorite teammates of all time.
Yeah, he is. because I knew that dude would fight every night, right? And he's going to fight even when he's not playing. So he's going to chirp. That's what he does. He chirps. So no matter if he's still playing or not, he sees the opportunity to get Kevin Durant's attention. And he did. And, Kevin obviously is a historian of the game. He knows who he is. And so he had to go back at him. So that's how Gary operates. It's not a shock. But KD never shies away from voicing his opinion towards fans either during the course of a game.
Well, you know what, Eddie? I was going to talk about him, but Goldie's making me talk about KD for some reason. I can't figure out why. But you know what? Gary Payton, you had to have had fun on that team, a guy that actually talked more than you.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I had to calm him down as a rookie, and he had a hard time with that at first, and then he finally kind of respected me halfway, and we got along swimmingly.
Hey, we were talking in the green room while we were watching KD able to go to the bench. What's more important, that streak of 20-plus games for KD, a chance to tie Devin Booker's franchise record of 24 straight games, or the rest? And we've been waiting for this rest, and the Suns are going to have a back-to-back. They're in Portland tomorrow. So for you, I know KD is a historian. He'd love to have as many records under his belt, but the rest was the most important thing, right?
Yeah, I still would have liked for him to get to 20. He had 19, so you'd probably like for him to get it. But it's more important that, he's not out there trying to get that extra point and something happens, right? So game was over. The reserves basically wanted to play, and they gave him an opportunity, and it was good.
All right, we have Bradley Beal standing by as well in San Francisco, so we're going to bounce from EJ to Bradley.
Thanks, Edward.
Yeah, this is great, man. We got some of the best guests. And Bradley, Tom and Tom back here in Phoenix. This is the first time in a long time where the starters have been able to rest. You got some other guys coming in, playing the final 5 minutes of the game. What does that mean for this team right now?
First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This is a great win for us, probably one of the best ones of the year for us for sure. I think we did a really good job of just executing on the defensive end, getting stops, making it tough on Steph, and then obviously just getting out in transition, sharing the ball. I think we had 40-plus assists or something like that. So it was a spectacular night for us, man. We shot the ball really well, but those are defensive efforts that won.
Well, you're absolutely right, Bradley. With that team being a little bit shorthanded, and when Steph, with the way you guys locked him up, was absolutely tremendous. But you knocking down, 9 of 12, knocking down 3 threes, and there wasn't as much to me anyway of the one-on-one, so you could get a lot more assists. It was just the pass, the crisp pass to the next guy to catch the ball and shoot the basketball. What was the difference tonight in your approach offensively? It seemed to be different? It wasn't so much, okay, just throw KD the ball, let him put his hand up in the air and go one-on-one.
Yeah, I think, Tom, you hit it on the head, man. I think we're at our best when the ball's popping, bodies are flying around, and there's energy in the ball. There's energy in that, it's very tough. We make it tough on ourselves when we kind of have 10 sets of eyes on KD and Book, and we're trying to get them the ball, and everybody's like, okay, we know they're going one-on-one, and they just load up on them and make it tough on them. So when we're able to get quick actions and quick decisions with the ball, we're able to get KD open shots, Book open shots, which isn't normal, in a lot of games, So for them to just get rhythm shots like that just makes the game easier for them. So when the fourth quarter does come and it's time to, get those tough baskets, they're already in a groove and ready to go.
Real quick, one last one for you, Bradley. 24 points, 22 rebounds, 6 blocks from your 2 centers, Nick Richards and Mason Plumlee. How would you describe their contributions tonight?
They've been awesome, man. They've been doing a great job of, one, just being professional, of accepting the rotation that coach has and in the minutes that he's given. And same with Oso. It's very tough in this league, man. But their contributions have been exemplary. It speaks for himself. Nick has been dominant since we acquired him, and Mason has been coming into himself too. So we're just constantly. I think we're getting our feet under us, man, and we just got to continue to put a good stretch of games together, especially right before the break.
All right, Bradley, thanks for your time. We will see you on the turnaround tomorrow in Portland against the Blazers, who they have turned it around, winning 6 of their last 7. Bradley, thanks so much for the time.
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, we talk about that the participation from the bigs. And it started with Mason Plumlee in the first half and then started the third quarter when the Suns wanted to build that double-digit lead. Then it was Nick Richards' turn.
Nick Richards, I mean, he dominated the glass in the second half. I mean, you talk about a guy who gets 14 points, 16 rebounds in 20-something minutes, and Plumlee gets 4 block shots. So, yeah, they did a really good job of doing what needed to be done because they're just ancillary players. They're just guys that are going to go out there. They need to fill up the space. They need to be in an open spot so they can catch the ball and finish. And the offensive rebounds and the defensive rebounds from these guys, especially Nick Richards, has been tremendous. But Plum looked like he got I don't know what he was in the,
the energy drink.
Hyperbaric chamber or in the cryo chamber or whatever it was. But he had a little bounce in his step today.
Charles Barkley was always in the hyperbaric chamber, but he was always watching movies in there. Nick with the stuff with the left hand. And then Mason, by the way, he's going to have some more energy.
That ball should have come back to the Suns, too, because it went right off Steph's hand.
Oh, I know. That was when Steph was really struggling in that first half. Only 2 points for Curry, who goes 5 of 14 from the field, finished with 14 points, but certainly not enough against the Suns in this one. But Plumlee's going to have the energy tomorrow as the Suns head to Portland, where he played with the Blazers, had some of his best years there. Coming up next on Suns Post-Game Time, we're going to hear from Coach Bud. Got full highlights and TC's Top 5. Picture. Post a picture in your Suns gear with the hashtag CouchsideFan and your chance to be shown in the live game day broadcast sponsored by your Valley Chevy dealers. Suns win it in the Bay, 130-105, shooting 56% from the field on 41 assists. Wow. Here's the coach.
Hey, Coach. 42 assists tonight, the most for the Suns since 2007. What did you see from the ball movement and just the way the guys were sharing it out there?
Yeah, no, I mean, the guys were great. Finding each other, playing with each other, attacking, getting to the rim, spraying it out. The spacing was good, and obviously you got to make shots. So, very good night for the ball movement, for the spacing, for the shot making.
Coach, to follow it up on the other end defensively to hold them to 105 after the game they've had with OKC. What do you feel like you guys did defensively tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it takes all 5 guys being connected. They're very unique the way they play. Curry and their system, are different, and you cannot relax. And, obviously the guys on Curry have to be on high alert the whole time, but, everybody around it. I just thought the connectivity, the communication, defensively was in a good place, against a very good player and a system and a style that's a little bit different than what you see every night.
I think that's the second largest margin of victory. You guys just won by 24 in Brooklyn. Are you sensing something as far as on the defensive end that maybe you guys can hang your hat on even more?
Yeah, I think the defense is getting better. I think adding Nick has helped us, him being able to finish and, complete possessions with the boards and, the guys' communication, activity. We just got to keep building on it.
Lastly, with Booker, it looked like he was trying to break.
Yeah, the Suns defense limiting the Warriors to 38% shooting from the field. Everything was working for the Suns tonight. This is one of those games that you want to somehow get a carbon copy of.
It was amazing. I mean, I see 37% they held them to shooting, and that's just incredible. It really is. I mean, this Suns team tonight defensively, offensively was clicking, making the extra pass. It wasn't all one-on-one. It was just, a beautiful thing. When you get 42 assists on 50 baskets, holy moly. And that the record, did you look it up?
No, I'm just looking at some text because we're going back and forth between the 42 or 41. ESPN and Courtside are shifting back and forth. So
yeah, 42.
It's like, make up your
Guess what? 42 is better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll go with that.
Let's go with that. BMW first on leading scorers. Devin Booker leading the way for the Suns with 31. Beal with the 21 off the bench. And how efficient was he? 9 of 12. You talked about perfect 3 of 3.
So good.
From behind the line.
So good. And KD was really, really good, too. Thank goodness the Suns did not need him in the fourth. But, man, that stretch where he had like 9 in like 30 seconds was just amazing.
Is he just a little bit irked right now? I mean, yeah, like you said.
No!
I think history and records mean something.
Well, he's already got the record, right? Mm-hmm. Most 20-point games?
Well, no, Book 24 in a row, so he ends at 23.
Oh, one shy. Okay.
Yeah. Are any of these guys snubs?
Cade made it. He was really, really good. Tyrese did not make it. He's a snub. 42-9. Trey Murphy, where in the heck did that come from? Without
so
sign,
good.
40. CJ has been really good and really bad at times. But that team, man, they're in disarray with Brandon Ingram not playing, Zion playing once every 7 or 8 games, and that should have been the Suns' ball right there. Oh, I like that finish.
DC's
0.8 free throws per contest.
And we're going to have 2 dates with the Warriors starting tomorrow, and then again Monday, Toumani Camara, one of the rising stars, along with Ryan Dunn. So those are, I think if you would have asked a couple weeks ago, Suns in Portland taking on the Blazers, I'm actually really happy. That is such a great NBA city, too.
And I'm happy for Chauncey. He's had a lot of people coming in and coming out and going and coming. I'll tell you what, Chauncey's done a great job with that team to teach defense. They're playing really solid defense.
But I want to talk more about the assists. So the Suns franchise record is 51.
Yes.
That was set in 1979, so it wasn't any of your teams in San Antonio. That's 42, 41. I mean, it's important because 42 was Connie Hawkins. That was his number. 41.
Big Daddy!
Neil Walk.
41 is Mark West.
And Neil Walk.
Well,
Walk.